Hi, I'm back. Um, I might as well just finish my face. I am going to try to cancel out some red spots on my face. In my previous video, you, if you watched it, you saw me talk about color correcting and canceling color, and I said that orange and blue are opposite on the color wheel, as well as red and green being opposites on the color wheel. So I have some acne on my face, and I have a couple of areas on my face that are very red. And I've just gone in with this NYX um, Incredible Waterproof Concealer. Um, it's really a corrector. I don't know why they call it a concealer, but okay. And it's in the color green. And I just, you know, tap, tap, tap lightly. Okay. Um, I also have some darker spots that I am going to use the MAC Pro Concealer Palette, like I did in the last video, to um, try to address the dark spots a little better. And I'm just going into the areas where, for me, I tend to see, if I just put on foundation and I don't correct or conceal, I tend to see like dark spots kind of breaking through and from my foundation, and it bothers me because it's like a reminder. It's a reminder of what I've been through. No, I'm just joking. Um, I just don't want to see dark spots over my face. I have a little darkness around my mouth, so and different people use different products. So I have two chickenpox marks from when I was a kid. So sad that it left these marks on my face. Very sad. Disturbing, in fact. Why is life hating on me? I don't know. Work, communicate with me, please. Let me know what's going on. I have a little bit of like a red area here, right on my like nostril. I'm just tap really lightly with the green. Okay. Um, I mean, it is what it is. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go back in with my Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation. I'm gonna put a little bit on my hand, maybe a drop's worth. I may need more later on, but I like to use less, and then, you know, what I try to do is in the areas where I put the um, corrector, I try to go over them like directly in those spots with concealer. We'll have to see what happens, if this is the work, if this works or not. Okay. Trying not to go over the areas where I had already you know, put some powder for my previous video where I was doing correction of under eye circles. So, I just put like little, you know, you know, everybody does their foundation differently. So it really depends. And I like to go like around the eyebrow thing, around the eyebrow. Okay. And what I'm going to use is a Smart Techniques Beauty Blender. It's wet, it's damp, it's not wet, wet. And I'm just going to tap, tap. I try to tap, you know, until I see that there's pretty decent coverage in a certain area. And then move on to the next area. I'm going to come back. So before you even say, oh, that doesn't look even, oh, I still see, you know, I know, I know, trust and believe. I'll come back, okay? I will come back, trust and believe. And I like my foundation to match my neck. So, you know, you might be looking at this application right now and you might be like, oh, it looks really light. But if I were to show you my neck over here, it matches. Um, and there are different areas of your face where, you know, face is not all one color. Um, but usually with the neck, if you go with the neck, you're usually okay. Um, you know, just trying to see the areas where I feel like I can see that there is a need for more coverage. This is a MAC, I don't even know what brush. And it was originally like kind of like a stippling brush, but I messed up the brush when I was washing it a little too aggressively at one point. So it lost all its, like all the hairs came out. And I was like, this brush was expensive and I don't want to lose it. So I forced them suckers back in. I still use it, but And I'm going to go back in and do a little concealing in the areas where I did some correcting. I'm going to do some concealing now, okay? Because correcting usually, well, for me, um, it's an area where I have darkness and, hyperpigmentation is what they call it. That's the technical term for dark, areas of the skin. And so I'm a ghost, right? This is a fully concealed face.